So recently, Watch Mojo decided to make a video entitled Top 10 Games That Should Have Mario Maker Treatment. And as someone who's played and owns Mario Maker, I'm like, okay, let's see what they got. Now, I normally find Watch Mojo's top 10 to be pretty dang stale. But I am subscribed to them, so that should mean that they do have some entertaining stuff. So what I figured I'd do is I'd go through all of their choices and see if I agreed. And see what options there would be. At number 10 was Prince of Persia, which I am not in the slightest bit familiar with. So really, next. Unless you have magical lasers that will shoot down from space to give you magic moonbeam. But really, I don't know much about this, so I don't care. Number 9 is Legos. Or Lego, as it's actually called, because us Americans are too stupid to not put an S at the end of it. Personally, I find this pointless. I mean, can't you already do this in Lego games? Correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm pretty sure that was a feature at some point or another in several Lego games. Which really makes me wonder, what's the point? Even then, can't you already build things with Legos? You know, it's not like video game Legos are the only form of Legos in existence. Am I just wrong? I don't know. Sometimes I just feel kind of alone. Sometimes I feel like my players. Now at number 8, they put Shovel Knight, which is kind of funny considering how I was just playing Shovel Knight and is going to be the next game that I end up reviewing. However, I personally feel that Shovel Knight is way too early in for any of this to work. I mean, this is the earliest franchise on this list, considering how it only has one game and is 2 years old. Although Yacht Club Game do seem like cool guys, I think we should wait till they give us everything they promised in the next 2 before, I don't know, 5 years? Seriously, it's been 2 years and the only thing they really gave us is a challenge mode and some Plague Knight game. But in all honesty, I just feel we should wait. At number 7 is Sonic the Hedgehog. Now, I love Sonic. So naturally, I was like, I guess. However, what type of Sonic are we talking about? Are we talking about 3D, 2D? Can we play as multiple characters? I think that'd be a great idea. In fact, this is one thing Mario Maker missed out on, is having all the characters play way too similar to Mario. And by that, I mean they are Mario. Literally. I just feel that this one has too much potential to really sum up here. Maybe I'll make a future video on that. Maybe I won't. And if I won't, well then, I guess I lied to all your faces. Now at number 6, they put Castlevania. We know, is it 6 or 7? We'll find out next time. Now Castlevania, I like. I've played the 2D games. I played one for Dracula X to be exact, and I did play the adventure ones. And I think a 2D style game, heck, maybe you could have the RPG elements in there, with characters from Castlevania's 1, 3, 4, X, and Symphony of the Night, could be really fun and interesting. And in all fairness, I think that would have been a great style to work on. The only problem would be the Symphony of the Night one, but we'll get more into that at a later point in this. And speaking of that later point, at number 5, they put Metroid. Now the problem with this, though, and why I feel it wouldn't work, is because the whole joy of the Metroid games is that they're big and expansive. The problem with this is that they naturally take a lot of time to make. So a Metroid Maker game would have to be in development for years, and levels would take a long time to make for them to be anywhere good or capture anywhere near the feel of the original games. This is also why I don't think Symphony of the Night would work as good Maker material, because at best it would come off as a poor man's version, while Mario Maker feels like an actual Mario community came together and it's like the second Nintendo. I don't know why I'm talking like this. Number 4, Contra, and number 4 was Contra, and I guess that could work. Personally, though, I think that would be an ideal, because Contra, when you get down to it, is too much of a run-and-gun game for it to be anywhere interesting. And people would naturally abuse the one-hit death mechanic and make it go for as long. Make extreme Contra Kaizo levels. Does Contra Kaizo exist yet? Because it should. In fact, all these games should have a Kaizo. I'm hereby renaming this list top 10 games that should have a Kaizo. I don't know, maybe, but it's just too much of a nah thing. Number 3 is Zelda. An interesting story. Nintendo originally wanted to make the first Zelda have online unlockable dungeon. However, they were too lazy. I trust Did You Know Gaming. This one, I think, is probably the best one so far, as the idea is simple. They just need to make their own dungeons. However, I feel it should be more specific on which items they use. Should we allow certain items? Should we not? Should it be up to the player? I don't know. Although I do feel that that is a good idea and all. Making your own Zelda dungeons. And I do wish Nintendo would allow more freedom for that. In fact, let's make that. Hashtag Make Zelda Dungeon Maker. Number 2 is Mario Kart. And I don't feel that would work all that well. Mainly due to one fact, that being racing games in general are usually boring for me. It's really easy to learn all the tricks, and when you're playing with people who know how to exploit the tricks, they're either going to make it unfair or pathetic. Mario Maker has several levels that have a nice balance, and with Mario Kart, it's going to be much harder to do that. And even if it wasn't, wait, there is no even if it wasn't, it'd be way too hard. And while they do bring up Little Big Planet 3 as a comparison, well, I never played Little Big Planet 3, so, And now they put some honorable mentions, those being Rayman, which I only know, the only thing I know about it is it's called Rayman. Let's see what else they got. They got Bubble Bobble, which is too basic to work in any format at all. Kirby, which is a strong maybe due to how the games play and how they can feel too easy. Crash Bandicoot, which I have next to no experience with, and even the experience I do have, I don't feel enough to justify it. And then they put number 1, Mega Man, and this is the one I agree with the most. I would love to have a Mega Man game where you can pick your own boss out of all 10 of the games, heck, even some of the X games. You pick whatever weapons you want, and etc. The idea on its own would work greatly, and I feel it's just an overall great idea for a fun game. I do think that if they do it as well, they should also have you be able to make your own bosses with their own weapons, then play those against other levels that user made. Don't know, am I just thinking too hypothetically? Maybe I am. I have one final problem. Why didn't they just say games that should have level editors? And I know I stole that from the top comment on the video, but I didn't. I stole from the second top comment on the video, so ha! Anyway, with that said, I hope you enjoy my video, and join me next time where I dub my video in Portuguese, Spanish, Dutch, German, Turkish, Polish, and many more to come.